I was on the Nader campaign in 2008, and we were talking about the two-party system, and, you know, there's a lot of things we agree on when it comes to war, poverty, and a lot of the issues we were confronted with. But there was one guy that had said that he was going to vote for the Republicans. He was just so fed up with the two-party system, he was like, fuck it, I'm going to vote for the opposite team. I'm going to vote for the bad guys. I'm going to vote for... And we all laughed, and we thought it was ludicrous, and I think he thought it was kind of just as ludicrous, too. But then the idea was, you know, that the system is fucked up. The shit's fucked up and shit. So if that means, you know, if you have to... What made me think was like, shit, he's really fucking pissed off. Shit, he's really not happy with the Democrats. Now, I don't know if you could ever win those people back. I almost feel like a lot of people respect the Republicans and just want to shit on the Democrats because that's how Rush Limbaugh taught you to be, right? Them damn liberals, So people that are sitting there shitting on progressives, neo-progressives, are you all right-wing? I need to hear from Kim Iverson, and I need to hear from the Convo Couch. What are you guys? You guys are socialist revolutionaries or what? Because, you know, part of me wants to say, hell yeah, with what you're saying. The other part wants to say, where are you taking us? Where are you taking us? So let's listen to some Rose McGowan.
That title because she's a queen of a woman. And then we have the Jennifer Siebel Newsoms of the world.
Well, let's listen to an ad first. Oh, yeah, 15-second ad. Only a 15-second ad. God damn it.
Reconnect with the people you love. Download the Verbo app. The time for getting back together is now.
Okay, buy some Verbo. Get some Verbo stock. Who the hell's got money for the stock market? Kevin Paff-Raff.
Why?
So we're going to listen to Rose McGowan. The Vanguard's going to say that she's crazy or she needs to be institutionalized because they got medical degrees, because they got, you know, doctorates and shit. Jesus Christ. What is that? There's a saying that only the crazy, fucked up people would actually be well adjusted to a sick society. You're well adjusted to a sick society? Huh. That's fucked.
Why do you keep choosing that? Why do you keep electing that? Don't listen to their buzzwords, cult leaders, which is what these people are. I would know. I grew up in one, like I said. They massage your mind. They keep you in fear. They keep you in doubt. I kind of suspect on the inside that this is all a lie. But I don't want to be the one that stands out and takes it on the chin. Well, I'm here to confirm for you it is a lie. It is a fact.
So yeah, I think it's safe to say that Rose McGowan should be fucking institutionalized.
She should be fucking institutionalized. You know, they just put out this one day ago. So, you know, being in the campaign, I can understand this. But you got to, you know, you got time to reflect. You got time to take a step back and say, well, let's see. But you know what? Coming from Iowa, they know that the right wing are fucking hardcore pieces of shit. A lot of people from California, they don't realize how hardcore the KKK is. You know, you ain't allowed to be a fucking hippie. Fuck you hippies, right? Well, you like love, peace, and harmony and shit. No, you gotta be KKK if you live in Alabama. You gotta be a white supremacist piece of shit. And so that's my experience, though. So I'm sure there's different pockets and different experiences, but a lot of racism and a lot of, you know, I don't know if there's a collective like let's all just be a bunch of shitty people, or if it was just a bunch of individuals and nobody really giving a fuck about, you know, each other. Everybody just, you know, worried about their own individual little, you know, their one lane. They're just their one little TV show. So, you a doctor? Can you suggest that people should be institutionalized? Everything she just said there made a lot of sense. If you're a part of a cult, they'll try to brainwash you. And then if you say, hey, that's a cult, and then they'll say, well, you're fucked up. So, like what? The cult of always having to vote for the Democratic Party or something? I don't know. Rose McGowan wasn't a part of the whole Kevin McCarthy forced to vote conversation, so maybe she doesn't understand that, you know, she had another choice. No, we don't want to get Kevin McCarthy in there, right? Is that better or is that worse? It's change, and so I think if you change and then change and then change, perhaps we'll get what we want eventually. But when it came to the McCarthy, the McCarthy whole thing,
Yeah, look, the thing is, it's like everybody's like, oh my God, she's endorsing a Democrat and not endorsing a Democrat. Democrat in the Vanguard's melting down.
So what I want to say is, you know, she's not in favor of McCarthy, but she had a whole bunch of other choices, right? She had a whole bunch of other choices. So she only saw the two-party system, so it's a coin toss, right, one or the other, and she went with the one that's for change. She was, you know, okay, this is the person in power now, I'm going to go with the person that's for change, which generally is a liberal perspective. So I have mixed feelings with Rose McGowan. I think we should listen to her. I think we should respect her, and I think we should actually pay attention to her and listen to her. She's gone through some shit. She's her own person, but that's what she's saying. She's going 90 miles an hour because she's her own person, right? She was able to escape the fucking shackles and the chains of the cult that, you know, was trying to brainwash her as a youngster, and now she kind of wants to do that for the rest of us. And I like that. I'm okay with that. That's fine and dandy. It sucks that she had to go through all that shit. And to say that she needs to be institutionalized, why? Because she went through some fucking trauma. She knows how terrible you motherfuckers can be. She knows how terrible you motherfuckers can be. So I trust Rose McGowan. She might be eccentric. She might be a little off or whatever, but I think that's, you know what, she's a performer, she's in front of the camera, you got to pay attention to her, so I think part of it is she's just good broadcasting, right? You can't take your eyes off of her, which is the point, right? She has a message, she's trying to be heard. Now, what Rose McGowan didn't understand was that there was a Green, and there was a Trotsky, and there was like 9 other Democrats. There was 9 other Democrats, so she could say yes on the recall and vote for the Green, vote for the Trotskyist. Right? There is a Trotskyist, there is other Democrats, there's Green Party person, there's some unaffiliated. So there is 46 other candidates she could have backed. So I can understand, you know, how she's sick of the system. You don't want to get a Kevin McCarthy in there. And so, you know, coming from, if you're in California, and I guess California is just a unitary one-party state, so the Democrats just have all the power. And that can get corrupting, right? Absolute power corrupts absolutely. So if the Democrats aren't checking themselves and there's not a bunch of progressives and they're not pushing for a progressive agenda, then California is fucked. And so the direction isn't Newsom, the direction isn't Elder. It's, you know, Kapelovitz or Moore or Brandon Ross. Brandon Ross got an amazing 6%. 6% on his own. Who's Brandon Ross? I didn't hear anybody talk about Brandon Ross. He got 6% without the Democrats supporting him, without any ads, without public financing. He was able to generate 6% support from the population. So he was able to rival that Kevin Paffrath, right? He got number 2, but he was a right-winger. So the only left-winger that actually, you know, got in the top 5 was Brandon Ross. Listen some more.
Because they can't handle fucking eclectic politics. I'm like, why the fuck would you support somebody that wants to cut taxes for the elites, that wants to fucking promote conservative economics? Like, do you just abandon your fucking actual political policy initiatives as soon as you're like fucking, this is culture war, man. This is like her trying to like play her cards right. Like, she's just steeped in the culture war. And like, yes, it's true what she's saying at the beginning about how Americans are chronically undereducated, but she's just fucking embodying that right now. Like, oh, okay, so just because Gavin Newsom bad, Larry Elder is good? Like, no. They're both bullshit. They're both bullshit. They're absolutely both bullshit. So why would you endorse either of them? I don't fucking know. Like, Gavin Newsom is a huge piece of shit. We have done nothing but call him absolute scumbag. And I'm not going to hear him stand here and say that he's anything other than, like, a byproduct of Democrats in Silicon Valley that have pushed his campaign to the top. Like, he's just like a Kamala Harris California Democrat. Like, this is absolutely obvious. But Larry Elder is no, like, fucking change to the system. You know, that's just a standard dude that would get elected in a place like Kentucky or fucking Georgia. Would you be fucking cheerleading behind some fucker that's running as a Republican in Georgia? No, probably not.
Kentucky actually has an incredible liberal governor right now, and so I've been giving Kentucky a pass. But definitely Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, a lot of those, you know, backward states. That's 100% true. Larry Elder would have won. Larry Elder would have been the de facto. That's where Mitch McConnell's Kentucky would have gone straight up, right? If there's... So, what am I saying? What am I trying to say here? I like their perspective, but...
he's also fucked. Like, it's just mind-boggling to me. And she's here making herself look like an absolute elitist piece of shit when she's like, and those housekeepers who don't even deserve that name, they should be called queens. That's what they are. I'm like, are you fucking so out of touch that you're like, it's ridiculous. And she's like, speaking like she's doing a monologue at an audition in Hollywood, which I think also makes her just look like an even more vacuous, out of touch celebrity. But again, She's really fucking picking up a following with One American News Network. Yeah, this is absolute verbal diarrhea just fucking dribbling out of Rose's mouth at this point. It makes no fucking sense. It's so clear she doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. She doesn't talk about a single policy. All it is this like,
you know, like, I like Zach and Gavin. They bring forth a lot of issues and a lot of videos and whatnot, and, you know, I get all, you know, I'm getting this video from them. But, she's talking about being part of a cult, and is there a cult where you have to vote Democrat no matter what, you know? So the fact that she, you know, she made a dumb, I don't like her decision. She said she's gonna, you know, fuck the system, she's gonna vote Republican. So fuck the system, I'm going KKK. No, we want a hippie wonderland, right? We want an eternal Woodstock. You can't go vote for the Nazis. You can't go vote for a fucking KKK Nazi. Well, I want a hippie wonderland. Well, how are you going to get it? Well, first, we're going to vote for the Nazis. No, you can't do that. So they're correct. The fundamental argument, their premise is correct. I just feel like, give Rose McGowan a chance. My God, she's been a Hollywood actress having to deal with those goddamn bullshit and shit. She's trying to, you know, breathe. She's trying to, and maybe she got paid, you know. Maybe she's just making her money and shit. And Larry Elder wasn't that fucking bad. He was opposed to the war on drugs. What kind of Republican is opposed to the war on drugs? So even Larry Elder was, you know, somewhat liberal compared to the rest of the Republicans. He's also a Milton Friedmanist, so that means his version of capitalism had a, you know, an actual an ideological foundational basis. Whereas the rest of these assholes are just a bunch of greedy fucking pricks that just want to enrich themselves, and that's it. Larry Elder wasn't that bad. His policies would have been terrible, implication for America, but him as a person, Larry Elder wanted to save me as a Caucasian from the black man, right? Hey, white man, you know, I'm going to save you from the black man. And, you know, that's all, I guess, well and good or whatever. It's like, I appreciate that you're trying. And there is some bullshit that Larry Elder hopefully kind of correct the situation on, you know. But, he was trying to save me from the black man, but Larry Elder didn't understand that I am the black man. So you're not trying to save me from the black man. I am the black man. And so what is good for, you know, the goose is good for the gander. So what's good for the white man is good for the black man. To sit there to appeal to the white racist in hopes that you'll, you know, get in there, that's, you know, that's terrible. So he tried to save me from the black man, not knowing that I am the black man. I got 11% black blood. Pisses not everybody off, but it pisses a lot of insecure people off. What? You got black blood? You think it means something, huh? Well, you think it means something? Yeah, it means I'm fucking cool now. It means I can, you know, I can do like some breakdancing and shit, you know? It means I'm cool. I got 11% of my blood's fucking cool. It does mean a lot to me because it's my black grandmother, and I don't know who my black grandmother is. I don't know where my black blood went. There was a cousin or an uncle, uncle. He died before I was born. But he had recorded this tape, and they got damaged. You know, he dies young. But they were mad because, you know, he was in a squabble with the old man, and so the siblings destroyed the tape. They destroyed the tape. He's dead. His voice is dead and gone forever. And I think that's what you know, that's the same shit my family did. Try to get a DNA test. They don't want to know that they're black. They're fucking white supremacist pieces of shit. So they got to sabotage it, you know. So I got 11% black blood. And yeah, that is meaningful to me. That means a lot to me. And you know, I wonder what happened to my black grandmother, and I'm sure you motherfuckers, you know, fucked her up too. So, yeah, I can relate to my black grandmother, and I'm glad that she was able to make it and survive. But I got 11% black blood. I was a slave as a kid. Actual slave. Shut up, do as you're told. Go do all that free labor. You're nobody, you're worthless. Fuck you, fuck your life. Here's $1. Nope, I take the $1 away. Fuck you, fuck you. Just disrespect, humiliation. You gotta, you know, to make a person into a slave, you gotta disconnect them from their power. You can't be a human. You can't ever give a shit about any time they're sad or happy about anything. If they're happy, you have to be the opposite, right? You got to disconnect them from their power, so you have to tell them, you know, not to care about themselves and any of their, you know, maybe I shouldn't, maybe I deserve a better life than this. This is a goddamn nightmare. These psycho motherfucking pieces of shit. And everybody's going to go along with it? Everybody going to go along? Nobody going to say shit? Everybody going to go along with it? Okay. Well, you guys are fucking, all y'all shit. You know, when they were Nazis were taking the Jews out of the houses, nobody did a fucking thing. Because you guys are on the side of fucking criminals. You're on the side of criminals. If Nazis or cops are going around sitting there taking Jewish people out of homes, I don't think Americans would stop them. Antifa. And Antifa has to get through all the barrage of bullshit since the Fuhrer. He's a fascist. If you're opposed to an anti-fascist, you might say, okay, I like the anti-fascist part, but the organization, something like that. But that's not what people say. They're against you're against fascism. My daddy liked to beat the shit out of my mom, so I don't even know what fascism even is. That's fascism. That's fascism. Did you like it when your dad beat the fuck out of your mom? He was being a fascist piece of shit. He was saying, hey, you better do as the fuck as I say or I'm going to put violence on you. And, of course, you know, he's stronger than the woman, and that's what was going on. He was stronger than her, and so he could get away with beating her up, and then people would just watch and not say shit about it. If you could just watch a man beat the shit out of a woman and not fucking say shit about it or feel bad about it, you're a fucking psycho. You internalize that shit, and you look up to fucking wife beaters and shit. You don't understand justice. You have no fucking moral compass. Yeah. You admire a man who beat the fuck out of innocent people he was supposed to love and take care of his family. People are shitty. I'm not talking about anybody in specific, just in general. So I am the black man. Larry Elder is trying to save me from the black man, but I am the black man, Larry Elder. What's good for the black man is good for me. And what's good for me is good for the black man. So there's no difference. There's no difference there. Rose McGowan.
Democrats are cult leaders and radical crazies, and I'm a fucking Rose McGowan. Like, what do you think the Republican Party is? Who the fuck do you think Larry Elder is? Some, like, populist champion or some shit? Like, what the fuck do you think that the Republican Party stands for that the Democratic Party doesn't? How are you going to acknowledge the issues with one of the parties, but then act like the other one is somehow the antidote to it without acknowledging that both parties are equally part of the problem and that both represents the capitalist oligarchic duopoly? I thought Rose McGowan was, like, supposedly a third-party person. Like, for a while she was, like, endorsing the MPP and shit. Now you're going to turn around and endorse a Larry Elder? Like,
whereas I do think that the two-party system is fucking corrupt and bullshit. I'm trying to get the Democrats a chance. I'm here in Colorado, and I like what Colorado is doing. I like that the Democrats are in charge of Colorado. I grew up around Republicans, and I don't want to be around Republicans anymore. So I'd rather be around conservative and liberal Democrats and have that conservative versus liberal conversation within the Democratic Party. So the Democrats are better. The Democrats are better than the goddamn Republicans. Republicans are just evil, selfish, fucking low-life pieces of shit. Fucking war, imperialism, fuck over the poor, who gives a shit about the homeless, take care of you and fuck everybody else. It's that fascist who's beating the shit out of a woman, right? That's a Republican. Do what's good for him, not what's good for her or anybody else. If she wants to make him happy, then, you know. I just hope that everybody who had the start that Rose McGowan has is able to break free. Because, yeah, what the fuck? You fucking psychos? I don't know. You fucking psychos.
What the fuck even is this? And also, Larry Elder is literally worse than Gavin Newsom. Quite, in fact, quantifiably worse on things like environment, on things like taxing the rich. He literally supports offshore drilling. He doesn't support women's right to choose, et cetera, et cetera. This is literally no different than people who identified accurately the problems with Hillary Clinton or Joe Biden and then turned around and said, well, I'm going to vote for Trump. He's better. It's literally the same thing. It's not better. It's arguably even worse, but either way, it's so counterproductive and also just way to ruin all of your credibility in one fucking fell swoop. I think that's represented well if you look at the replies under this tweet she made. Again, this hilarious tweet. The time for radical change is now. Yeah, I'm sure radical change will come along with electing Rush Limbaugh as your fucking governor, essentially. But yeah, a lot of people in her comments, her followers are seemingly not with this comment.